Okay, hello everybody. Joe Trotoli here. I'm going to address the question of the year, and that is it comes up quite often: Medicare supplements versus Medicare Advantage, which is better? So let's take a look. Before I begin, just a couple of disclaimers. Just take a moment and glance over some of the criteria that we have to post there as to who we are not. But who we are, if those of you that don't know, we are Nation Care Insurance Services. We're a full service agency catering to agents all over the country, helping them become better by offering their clients solutions in the Medicare and life annuity market. So let's talk a little bit about the ideal candidate of the individual that would purchase a Medicare supplement plan. And Medicare supplement plans are often referred to as MEDIGAP as well, because they essentially fill in the gaps of Medicare. And so who would be the ideal candidate? For one, someone who is seeking predictable healthcare costs. What I mean by that is somebody who wants to wake up on January 1st of the calendar year and know precisely what their healthcare costs are going to be because they chose to buy a Medicare supplement plan, which is a fixed monthly premium cost. Somebody who prefers that monthly premium rather than the unknown of the co-pays and the cost sharing. They do not want to be part of a network. For those of you that don't know, a Medicare supplement follows the big brother. It's a silent follower to Medicare. So Medicare is in essence the network. They don't want to be a part of a health insurance network. Number four, they do not want to obtain referrals to see specialists. People that have Medicare and a supplement do not require referrals to see specialists. They are travelers. They need their insurance to work where they go. They need it to be widely accepted, complete freedom and choice to pick and choose doctors. And ideal candidates of MEDIGAP is going to be our possible snowbirds. Snowbirds are people who come from the north in the winter down to the south and then go back up to the north, although COVID has kind of interrupted that a little bit. And then finally, somebody who's a heavy utilizer, somebody who is, ongoing, receiving medical services and medical care are typically a good candidate for a Medicare supplement purchaser. Who would be considered a good candidate for a Medicare Advantage file? Someone who is in lower income, where a monthly premium may be a bit difficult to maintain. People that are what are considered MSP eligible. MSP eligible means Medicare Savings Program. It's a division of Medicaid, QI being qualified individual, QM being qualified Medicare beneficiary, and then SLMB being specified low-income Medicare beneficiary. Thirdly, always Medicaid people that are eligible for Medicaid will always be the ideal candidate for a Medicare Advantage plan. Somebody who uses the VA, somebody who does not believe in paying for insurance, individual who prefers to pay as they go and take the chances of the unknown of co-pays and cost sharing. Individual who's willing to work inside the constraints of a doctor and hospital network, someone who is comfortable with obtaining referrals and procedure authorizations, and then the final one, and this is not always true, but somebody who is comfortable and accepts the possibility that every year their plan could have some vast changes, and they may be in a position where they have to change their insurance companies from year to year. Now, a lot of that is driven by the media. It's not entirely a risk that we ask our clients to take on, but it is a risk that is real when buying into a Medicare Advantage plan. So the main question, the question always gets asked very blindly is, how do you know which is better? What is better? Is it better for the client that they go in a Medicare Advantage plan? Is it better for the client that they go into a Medicare supplement plan? And, the fact of the matter is the decision is based upon the individual. It's an individual based decision. I can tell you this, If you are dealing with somebody who is Medicaid eligible, the answer is very simple. They can only go into a Medicare Advantage plan. They are not allowed to be sold a Medicare Supplement plan. That's all the states have adapted that law. But what we find works best when you have a situation where the person does not fit clear profile Advantage, clear profile of supplement. So just kind of going back a little bit, you have some profiles of people that are clear Medicare supplement buyers. So somebody who just absolutely does not want to be part of a network, somebody who absolutely does not want referrals, somebody who travels, somebody who's a utilizer, and somebody who prefers to pay a monthly plan premium. They fit the profile of a Medicare supplement person, okay? Whereas on the other end, if somebody is lower income, they don't believe in paying for insurance, they're completely comfortable with networks, they totally understand referrals, and they're willing to accept it all, and they're willing to exchange having to pay a monthly premium in return for a pay-as-you-go type plan. They more fit the model, and they fit the profile of a Medicare Advantage buyer. A lot of times you don't know. You don't know what profile they fit into. They don't have characteristics of either one. So how do you know which is better? You have to explain the two different options to them, and you got to let them choose which one they feel is going to be in their best interest. I can tell you this, though. Areas where an MAPD may be a better choice would be high-cost MEDIGAP areas. For example, Florida, Connecticut, and New York. If you've ever taken a look at a Medicare supplement premium in Miami, it's about $300 a month. So when you take a husband and wife, each paying $300 a month for MEDIGAP, and then having to pay a little bit extra more for a Part D, that husband and wife is paying about $8,000 to $9,000 a year in premiums. They may be better off in a Medicare Advantage plan because the maximum out of pocket in the city of Miami for some of those plans can be as low as $1,000. So again, not the rule, but the guideline. If you're in an area where the person has a high cost Medicare supplement, it may be in their financial best interest to look at a Medicare Advantage plan. And that also goes for the people that have been in MEDIGAP plans for years and years and years. It's not unusual to have a conversation with somebody in their mid-70s and they're sitting on a Plan F paying $320 a month. Happens all the time. They can't get underwritten for whatever reason. They're stuck paying the $320. $320 tends to be a lot of money to some people, especially in retirement. So those particular individuals, it may be a better fit for them in a Medicare Advantage plan. You got to have dialogue with them so that they can understand. Second would be highly dense over 65 areas. Reason being is there are vast networks, and then it tends to be the mode of care. For example, in the state of Florida, there's areas in Central Florida where it's just overrun by the Medicare Advantage market. The networks are strong, all the hospitals are part of it. You go into the retirement communities and it tends to be the theme amongst the residents and so forth. In areas like that, areas like Los Angeles, parts of New York City and things like that, those markets would be really strong for the Medicare Advantage market. Whereas where a MEDIGAP may be a better choice for them would be people that live in low-cost MEDIGAP premium areas, such as South Carolina, Oklahoma, and Virginia, just to name a few. You can get a Plan G in Virginia at 65-year-old female for about $90 a month. So $90 a month would literally go anywhere you want in the U.S. for healthcare, $90 a month to go see any doctor you want, $90 a month not to have to deal with the hassle of a referral has value, and you have to really understand that. And then going back to where MAPD might be a better choice, I would certainly encourage you to suggest thinking that when you come across somebody with extra help, whether it be low-income subsidy, MSP, and of course, always Medicaid, but at least with the first two, you would consider a Medicare Advantage plan. I'm not saying that you cannot offer somebody with LIS or MSP a Medicare supplement plan. You wouldn't do it to the person who's QI that's getting the Part A and the Part B cost sharing. Obviously, that's the Medicaid side, but the people that are just getting the Part B subsidy, it's not a terrible idea to put them in a Medicare supplement plan because they're not paying the Part B premium. But you got to understand that this is also the same person who's making about $12 to $13-ish $100 a month. So $125 a month premium may have a tremendous amount of strain on their financial budget from month to month. You got to really think about that. And then suggestions where MEDIGAP may be a better choice. Two main areas always come into mind is number one, where the MEDIGAP premiums are low. Remember, it's a financial decision, okay? Paying a monthly for the benefit of not having to deal with health insurance bureaucracy. Okay, that's really what it is. And then finally, where there are very few Medicare Advantage choices in their county. There are some counties that have literally one option. So people that live in that county, it more than likely would be better for them. It would be in their best interest, I should say it that way. It would be in their best interest to use the Medicare Supplement way to handle their health care as opposed to that one Medicare Advantage option. So kind of case in point. So again, these are not the rules. These are the guidelines. Typical ideal candidate for Medicare Supplement, and then typical ideal candidate for Medicare Advantage. How do you know which is better? You need to have the dialogue with the consumer and really help them, guide them down the path of the right advice. So what's coming up this week? Obviously, we're going to be putting out some training. If you guys have not liked our YouTube channel, if you can, please do that. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We got a little bit of way to go, but we can't get there unless we get one subscriber at a time. So every single person counts. And then if you can, if you want to comment below on anything that we talked about here today, I will absolutely address it as best as I can. I will say this though, and I didn't mention this just before, if they are under the age of 65 and they're on Medicare as a result of a disability, it would be advisable for them to be on a Medicare Advantage plan because of pricing. So I did not cover that, but I did want to touch that because I just recorded it now. So take care, everybody, and enjoy. Thanks for tuning in.